Hi, my name is Jacqueline Rose, and I do not think it's a coincidence that you're here. I think you're meant to be here. So, if this message resonates with you, click like and subscribe to my channel. My channel is about the spiritual awakening process, the ascension process, self help, self love, and self awareness. My intentions here are always pure. I am just sharing my story to help anybody along on their journey. So, I wanted to talk about meditation because I've gotten a lot of questions about this lately. Um, I will tell you a little bit about my journey and what happened to me, and then I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to hopefully make your journey a little easier because I know meditation is not always easy. So, I in January started doing guided meditation. At the same time, I did EMDR with my therapist, and I had just started losing, or I lost like 75 pounds by that point. So I had detoxed my body. I started going to therapy and doing EMDR, and I started doing meditation. So it was a combination of all of these things that brought me to my spiritual awakening. So after about 3 days of doing this meditation, which I did not intend to have a spiritual awakening because I did not know what it was, I listened to guided meditation from Aaron Doherty. And in the meditation, it would say, like, you have the perfect body shape or whatever, the perfect body weight, you have contagious energy, you have this light. Well, I started going out in my everyday world, and people started coming to me and saying this stuff to me, and I was just like, that's weird. But I didn't really put 2 and 2 together because at first, when I would listen to the meditation, I would fall asleep. So you have a subconscious brain that records all the time. So it doesn't really matter at first that you're falling asleep. I still fall asleep sometimes. And so these messages still would be being recorded in my brain. So it didn't matter that I was awake or I was asleep. But I started to go, I forget how long it took, but I was like, oh my God, the meditation said that. And now it's being reflected in my outer world. So then I start to understand about subconscious programming and how your brain works. Because the science and spirituality is important. Quantum physics and science is also very important to kind of understand everything. So once I understood this, I was like, I am about meditation. I meditate every morning and every night, like clockwork. It is so important. I had somebody once tell me that had meditated their whole life. We hadn't really talked about being awakened yet, but she said that she had so many things on her plate that was the last thing that she had time for. And for me, I was like, is she not getting the same thing I get out of it? Because like all the things that are on my plate, the meditation is what actually helps me understand those things or helps me deal with those things. Also for me, because I'm clairvoyant, so I'm able to get pictures. That does not mean I can tell the future or anything like that. I don't know how to decode all of these things yet. This is new to me. So in meditation, I'm going to link a couple of them below for y'all, if y'all, the ones that work for me. But this latest meditation that I did literally made me feel like I was floating out of my body. Like I didn't feel like I was in my body anymore. I felt like I was outer space and I was floating around. I get pictures that come in for me. I like, for instance, I've gotten pictures of elephants or bees, moving bees, or I mean, so many. The other night, last night, I got a picture of my grandmother. It's like her face will start to form. It's almost like neon lights. Like her face will start to form and she's talking and she's moving. So like for me, I get all these things. Not everybody is clairvoyant. Not everybody has. We all have abilities, whether you know it or not. We all have abilities that may be blocked. But meditation lets you connect to a higher source. It helps you connect with your intuition. And so it is, for me, it's very, very important for me to do it on a daily basis. It's just like exercise. It's just like everything. You have to do it, not 3 days, not a week. You have to commit at least a month for it and see how you go. And do it. If you can only do it every night, do it every night. If you can do it both and do it both, great. But do it for a month. I tell everybody, meditation is not just laying there and getting like a sense of peace. It is, but it also gives you so much more in your life. It's so much more than just laying there and it defogs your brain. We are literally in a fog because we're thinking about the present or the past or what we're going to do. That helps you clear it out in your, not the present, but in the future or the past. It helps you clear all that out and stay in the present and helps you really navigate through your life. So the 3 things that helped me the most. Tip 1 is, which I've already said, you do it morning and night. The first 30 minutes when you wake up, and the first 30 minutes or the last 30 minutes right before you go to sleep. Your brain goes from an alpha to a theta state. The theta state is where your brain is a little bit more relaxed, or a lot more relaxed. And that's where you can get these messages or come to more of a peaceful state in your life, or you can get the intuition coming in. With spirituality, science is important, like I said, so you kind of have to know how your brain works. So 30 minutes when you wake up, 30 minutes when you go to sleep, at least a month. If it doesn't work after the first month, do it 2 months. It's fucking worth it. Just keep going until it works. Okay, and then the second tip is to use a blindfold. I picked this up along the way somewhere. When at night, if I'm looking out into the darkness, I can do this during the day, but it's more effective at night. I see energy. I've said that in some of my other videos. I literally see energy, and I can see energy forming into shapes like somebody walking by, or it's like a screen that comes up, or I just see, it's hard to explain. You would know if you've gone through it, but I see energy and I see things forming. So when you use a blackout, whatever, like a sleep mask, it helps to basically see the things that you need to see. You look into the darkness. Okay, for me, you may not be a clairvoyant. You may be clairsentient. You may be clairaudient. I have clairvoyance, clairsentience, and clairaudience. So I can hear, see, and feel things. And this helps me see things. It helps me make my abilities greater. Also, one of the most important things is putting your hands over your heart. If you can do this through the whole process of you meditating, it's great. So you also can use a rose quartz. A rose quartz is a crystal for your heart. It's like for love. So you can I've been doing this lately because I didn't have a rose quartz, but I got one lately, and I put it over my heart when I meditate. So the magnetic field around your heart is greater than the magnetic field around your head. And when people are trying to meditate, that's their problem. They can't get out of their head, right? You have too many thoughts coming in. So when you're concentrating and putting your energy where your heart is, since that magnetic field is greater, it's going to help you go deeper into meditation. And for me, like, I literally can go deep. I feel like I'm going deep. It's trippy, people. It's so cool. Like, I tell people about meditation, and until you really understand it, like, I've talked to people that meditate and what their experience is, and it's just cool to hear everybody is like, some people can see things that are going on somewhere else. It's just crazy. I didn't know all of this stuff. If I would have known, I would have done this a long time ago. But I really wanted to share these tips because I know that people struggle with it, and I struggled with it and just brushed it off. Even though I was told I had these abilities and that I needed to go into guided meditation, and I kind of was like, oh yeah, sure, I have these abilities. I kind of have a good intuition, until I started to really meditate. All of it came in, and this person told me that would happen, and I just blew it off. I was asleep. I was in my own world, and I didn't really pay attention to things. And then I became awake. And that's what meditation does. It helps you wake up to what's going on in your life and in the world. And that's what a spiritual awakening is. You perceive life different. And meditation is very important for this. And I'm hoping that these 3 tips will help you on your journey, because they're really little things that you can do. Obviously, they're free 99, and they may really help you go deep and realize something. Like, I have to say, with meditation, it does become very addicting, because it gives you so much insight, and you connect to this higher power, this higher source. You connect to your true you, and you connect to the universe, and you just see life differently. And I want that for everybody. And I think we're going into that. So this is my way to help the world. I hope that this helps you. Holler for a motherfucking dollar. Peace.